being recorded here. Everybody's on YouTube. Okay. Taking my video real quick.
I don't want some really.
No, I do.
What happened?
I'm sick. You can't see me. Just for enough to say I got it. Didn't know if you. You gotta hit the grid and hold the camera.
All right. The Superior Court of the State of Kentucky, County of Fayette, Department 209, the Honorable Judge Starks is presented. Is now in session.
You may be seated. Good contract, get that paper fresh. Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to determine the guilt of the Mongols. I'll remind everyone, excuse me, that we are looking at two different charges. We are trying to determine if the Mongols are guilty of barbaric conquest and if the Mongols are guilty of ineffective administration of their empire. We'll hear from both sides. We'll begin first. The prosecution will present their opening arguments. At the conclusion of that, the defense will present their opening arguments. We'll then move into the prosecution calling their witnesses to the stand. As soon as after they're done direct examining, you guys will have the opportunity to cross-examine. You will have the chance to redirect at the conclusion of that. Once you have exhausted all of your witnesses, then we'll move into the defense, and you will do the exact same with your witnesses. At the conclusion of all examinations, we will move into our closing arguments. Again, prosecution, you'll offer your closing arguments, and then defense, you'll offer your closing arguments. At that time, the jury will step out into the hall, and they will discuss and deliberate whether or not the Mongols are guilty of these two charges. I will remind the jury, the prosecution has the burden of proof. They need to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the Mongols are guilty of these charges. Again, the Mongols can be found guilty of one, both, or none of these charges. Lastly, I will remind everyone that the jury is also going to be selecting 4 award winners. We have the Best Attorney Award, we have the Best Witness Award, we have the Best Costume Award, and we have the Best Moment Award. At this time, is there any things that I am forgetting or that you feel you're unprepared for? Yes. Thank you. Yes, the bell will come on. When that comes on, we will take a 3-minute recess. There's no point in trying to do it over that. So at that point, I'll recess us, and you guys can just stand up, get up, move around for 3 minutes, use the restroom, get a drink of water, whatever you do. Great question. Okay. With that, prosecution, are you prepared to offer your opening arguments? All right, you may step forward. You may address the jury. Oh, yeah, by the way, does everybody say hi to YouTube already?
Yeah.
Hi, YouTube! Right now. Everybody get their fit check in?
I bet it's the teacher. We have an awesome teacher.
Okay. All right, my apologies. You may address the jury now.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen of the court. I am here today to prove the Mongols guilty of barbaric warfare and ineffective administration. Our definition of barbaric is overly cruel without good reason. One of the many things that the Mongols did that was overly cruel without good reasoning is when they would catapult the melted fat of people they killed onto houses. Think about the logistics of that. After these people were dead, they cut off their fat and used it as a weapon. Another detail that makes this so disturbing is that once Greek fire falls on the fat, it's almost inextinguishable, meaning their victims would face almost certain death. Is there anything that could excuse this form of death? Even the people that were surrendered weren't free of their brutality. If they didn't find their captives useful, they would kill them with an axe. Does this sound like a good way to rule? Does it sound like these people were fair and just in their killing? Not just that, but but even their soldiers were not spared from their brutality. For context, they organized their armies in groups of 100, and within those 100, everyone was divided into 10 groups with 10 people in each. If a soldier would have run away, the entire 100 soldiers were killed. Does this sound like an effective way to rule? Here's a quote from the Travels of Marco Polo, Book 2, Chapter 9, that demonstrates ineffective administration. The Mongols kept their subjects in fear. Anyone who disobeys is swiftly and severely punished. While this brings obedience, it also means people live in terror and are afraid of report when things go wrong. If their subjects are afraid to report problems, then how would things remain organized? It causes a sense of distress throughout the empire and result of that chaos throughout the empire, because once a lot of small things go badly, then those add up to create an aura of disarray. After hearing the evidence today, we are confident you will find the defendant guilty of all charges. Thank you for listening.
Ms. Walsh, you should be with the jury. All right, so then the defense, you will have the opportunity to offer your opening remarks. All right, defense, are you prepared to offer your opening arguments? You may come forward.
Fellow jurors and people of the court, today I address you to defend the Mongols for the accusations of barbaric warfare and ineffective administration. Barbaric is defined with many horrific terms. I intend to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the Mongols are innocent. Genghis Khan and the Mongols have developed the world throughout the course of their reign. As will be proven by my co-counsel and I, the Mongols had an effective government system that provided peace and prosperity. One of these periods of peace and prosperity was Pax Mongolica. During this time, trade routes became safer, peace was spread throughout the globe, and new ideas were being shared. Others may try to say that the Mongols killed many people for no reason, although there was valid opportunity given to each group conquered to surrender, which would have resulted in a much smaller loss of life. The choices others made led to the massive losses of life, not how the Mongols acted. The Mongols did their best they could in tough situations. All they attempted to do was keep themselves safe. They created a powerful empire that helps to create many of the ideals we find in the world today. This is why the Mongols should not be charged for barbaric warfare. Thank you.
All right, jury, you can take a second and deliberate with each other which opening argument did you find most compelling. You guys can begin preparing for your first witness. Who will that be? Just I'll move to Sim will be the first witness. Hey! That's a hard
Warrior, Alton Land, the Law and Mormon, Cassidy Sanders, the Earth Sanders, Connor Selby, and
You can be talking right now. Quiet. Yeah. You guys want to send it to him?
There's already 5 people.
But I guarantee it's all my first period from yesterday, by the way. That'd be my guess. So my YouTube channel, if you need it, to send Tony Starks 4504. Tony Starks 4504. There's 6 people watching?
Yeah.
Guys, we're famous! Hi world!
We made it out of the trenches.
All right, you guys email it to your families? Don't worry, I'll be up forever. You guys can watch this when you're old. Can I close this? Can I close this? All right, at this time we'll begin with the prosecution witnesses. Prosecution, are you prepared to call your first witness to the stand?
Prosecution would like to call He's dead.
Sorry, bailiff. Yes. Please come forward, bailiff. You're flowing down.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? Yes. You're supposed to
You may proceed.
No. I'm the last.
Okay. Bassett? Quickly and confidently, that's how.
When did you go?
12:42 to 12:58.
What was your relationship to the Mongols?
We took over my family.
How did you die?
I was born living in a carpet and trampled to death by horses and by the Mongols.
What did you do to provoke that?
I didn't fully submit to the religious and all. Why? I was receiving conflicting advice from my advisors.
What was the conflicting advice?
Some were saying to resist the Mongols and others were saying to try a more diplomatic approach.
Who contacted you first?
The Mongols contacted us.
You said this was over your statement. How did they do that?
They raped me and killed many.
What is that your thing? Else was destroyed.
Libraries and houses.
Was there a reason you had all this to do that?
No, there was not.
No further questions.
Thank you. Chance to cross-examine the witness.
You were okay with the backup? Yes. The Mongols conquered you today?
Yes?
Yes. The Mongols gave you a chance to finish the rule? Yes? Yes. This could have resulted in very few casualties? Yes. There was around 200,000 people killed in the siege? Yes. These deaths could have been prevented if you had surrendered?
Do you guys want to object? Say that question again. 200,000 people could have deaths of sin.
There were around 200,000 people killed in the siege?
Yeah, but no, the question right after that.
These deaths could have been prevented if you had surrendered?
Yes. You may not know, just stand up. You may not know the exact objection. That's okay, right? What? Yes, yeah, right. So, it'll explain. So your objection is calls for speculation. John? Okay. Again, you can always explain your rationale why you feel the question is valid, and then it should be kind of a dialogue back and forth, and then I'll ultimately render the decision. So therefore, objection sustained, you may proceed.
You doubt the Mongols' power and listening to your advisors? No, it was more of a, it was more conflicting with them. The advisors got my advice. These advisors knew that the Mongols would wipe out Babylon. You simply attempted to bribe the Mongols?
Did you want to submit any evidence to suggest bribery, or?
When I was reading you had attempted to give them multiple million of gold and tools and treasure.
So this is in the witness file?
Yeah.
Okay, so then you want to submit Exhibit A?
Exhibit A?
Okay, so you wanna submit Exhibit A to the jury as evidence. All right, so jury, if you guys can get on to the Mongols overview, it has the witness bios. Can you tell me where?
The witness file. I found it. I know I was researching him, and it was popped up somewhere. I don't know. I think it might have been in the witness file.
Do you want to search? Do you need a minute,
Sure.
or do you want to just stricken it from the record?
Just look it up on the witness file.
What?
Can you just look
Yeah. You guys start searching too. So again, jury, start searching. So ideally, we have this information ready to rock and roll. Then if a witness says something that you're like, wait, that's not right, then you have evidence to verify your.
Wait, sure.
Yeah.
Would it be in like links that like are in like evidence?
I don't know.
Can we check that?
You can check. Attorney Mossad, what you were saying, it said what? Gave Jules?
Like, asked them like,
Hmm?
he grabbed them like, treasure.
No word of treasure, no word of jewels in any of the witness files. Withdrawn? Okay. So, okay, and if you guys need like a minute, I'm always fine to say, can we have a minute, Your Honor? And I'll just say, take 1 minute, and then we'll recess for a minute to gather ourselves. And if you need like my help, say, we need a minute, Your Honor, please help us, and I can come help you guys. So again, I know I'm the judge, but I also want this to be like a good trial. You know what I'm saying? So like, we're good. Oh my God, 12 people are watching. We're so freaking Depends. Any further questions? See, no further questions. Which objection are you referring to?
The one that was like, we can't
Make sure you stand up to
predict.
your.
The one that she was like, we can't predict the future. Is she still allowed to make a comment on why she asked the question?
I will allow it because we're getting this figured out. So yeah, do you have something to say? And again, any attorney can step up to help too, right? It doesn't have to be just the one attorney.
Yes. So we were more asking that question to see if he viewed the Mongols attack as more of like they were coming in to kill because they wouldn't subject, or the fact that they just wanted to kill. So we were trying to elaborate the fact that if he had subjected, would they have just come over and changed over and spare others? That was more the reason behind the question.
So you're trying to establish his understanding of the Mongols' intent?
But yeah, I mean, I think it should still be injection, but that's not the
Gotcha. And you guys would still say that it's still.
It's still on
Yeah, still speculating. Even just on the Mongols' intent, he cannot speak on behalf of the Mongols because he's not a Mongol. Yeah.
That was a direct examination because we also just object that to like opinion-based questions.
Yes. Yeah. You may object to like either speculation or relevance, or he. So in this case, I feel like it's clearly speculation. He cannot know what the Mongols are doing or why they're doing it. And so it'd be speculation. Sometimes it could be relevant. Sometimes you could object that they are putting words in your witness's mouth, something like that. That'd be argumentative. All of those could be things. And again, I don't even always know the correct objection, but if you're like, that doesn't seem like they should be able to ask that, then just say that and we can work it out together. Okay? You guys have a chance, so no further questions? Okay, you guys have a chance to redirect. Would you guys like to redirect? Do you need a minute?
I don't know what
Okay, you're good. Redirect, just a reminder to everyone, redirect is your chance to ask the witness any final questions. You cannot bring up any new information. You just clarify some information that's brought up. I always recommend that you take the chance to redirect because it gives you your last chance to get the final word in on your witness. So maybe, why don't we take 1 minute? Attorneys, you can gather yourselves, and then I can come check in with you guys. All right, ready?
You want the numbers to go higher? Wait, you have to make this, you have to like put your thing. Bro, I think I'll sleep time that. I was like, because the camera was see me. I tried to fall asleep this morning, but I was like, well, I was a bit sick.
First witness is always the hardest, by the way. Just trying to get the feel for it. Prosecution chance to redirect.
How did you die? What was you were collecting advice from your advisors, correct? Yes. You said, how did they take over your kingdom?
They
How did the Mongols take over your kingdom?
Alright, and then at this point you would ask, we ask that the witness please step down.
Yeah.
You may be seated. Gather your thoughts. What did we learn from Al-Mustasim? Ready?
I love that the Mongols sign making sense, by the way.
So you don't need to fill it out for your own. All right, here we go. Prosecution, will you please call your next witness to the stand? Speak up louder.
The prosecution would like to call Mr. Secretary to the stand. Please state your right name. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
You may be seated.
No, I should be okay. This map already, and I discussed it, so.
Who are you?
I am, Mstislav III, Grand Prince of Kiev.
What's your relationship?
So the Mongols invaded the Kievan Rus and destroyed my city, in the sack of Kiev.
Tell me how the Russians do it.
Make sure you speak loud enough for the jury.
Tell me how the people in Russia do it.
So we were ruled through principalities. Each city essentially had its own prince that ruled over it. It allowed us to have a more decentralized power that allowed us to effectively govern each principality.
How did the Mongols govern the Rus as opposed to the princes?
So once the Mongols came in, they took over and they more centralized power. Obviously, the Mongols had a lot of control through the tribute system. Additionally, they gave more power to the Grand Prince, as they often did the bidding of the Mongols.
How did this impact the Rus?
So this caused many cities within the Kievan Rus to lose power and lose wealth. Many people could not pay the tribute systems, and therefore it treated the population very harshly.
No further questions.
Chance cross again? Look, I know it's weird to object, but please make sure you guys still object.
I'm not sure.
If you're not sure, do that. If you're like, maybe, just try it. Is that fair? Can you be brave enough? Yes? Be brave, y'all. Be brave. You're supposed, I probably be motioned there so they can hear you.
Okay.
And then technically you're supposed to be addressing me.
Alright.
But you are also trying to convince them.
Okay.
It's like this weird balance.
So you are the Grand Prince of Kiev, right?
Correct.
Okay, so you said the Mongols came over, planning to take over area when you rolled over to the right, correct?
Correct.
So you did intentionally set the line of defense to prevent the Mongol attack, correct?
Correct.
So previously you said no way negotiations for the attack and John straight to take your area on the defensive, correct?
Well, the Mongols were harsh group of people. There was no negotiating.
So your intentions were to fight the Mongols, correct?
I wanted to defend my people.
So even though you knew the Mongol army was coming and powerful, you didn't surrender or try to evacuate.
To surrender would be weakness, and we wanted to defend our home.
So in the Mongol warfare tactics, it would be those in their own.
Say that one more time, sorry.
So in the end, the Mongols warfare tactics proved to be those in their own.
Yes.
All right, no further questions.
Thank you. Chance to read rights.
Do you have a minute on?
Yes. 1 minute.
I will try to
Brought many people.
Mr. Natural.
What are you saying, James Bond?
It's gotta be James.
Oh my God.
It's gotta be James.
Get out of here. Get out of here with the shenanigans.
Gotta be on the channel.
It's gotta be James. It's legit. I don't care what anybody says.
It was good.
It's so good. Not watching it now, are you? No.
We sure are.
I'm gonna kill Guardian Dog.
Maybe.
I hope not. Pretty sure it's gonna Stay focused, y'all. Stay focused. I'm trying to give them time to pull up their documents. Okay, please cooperate. Document 3. Okay, jury, if you guys want to start pulling up document 3, by the way, you're gonna be referencing it. So if you go to the Mongols overview, right, which has all of our stuff, go to how barbaric were the Mongols, evidence analysis. And then once you open that, document 3 is on page 8. You guys able to find that? All right. Chance to redirect. Speak loud enough for the jury.
We would like to submit evidence from document 3.
Okay, so you're on document 3 where?
The last paragraph.
Last paragraph? Would you like me to read something from this paragraph? Well, no, you should have me read. I'm the witness.
Can you read the starting from come out to the late
And how far down do you want me to read?
to the bottom?
To the bottom, okay. Come out so that we may count you according to our custom. And when they come out to them, they seek out the artisans among them, and keep these, but the others, with the exception of those they wish to have as slaves, they kill with the axe.
You also have a question. How did you attempt to protect?
But ask a question about this.
So you chose to play instead of the word.
Correct.
How did you attempt to protect your?
But connect it back to this, because you just had me read this, but connect it.
So if you surrender, your people will
Correct.
all right. How did you attempt to protect the rest of the
So here I'm gonna, yeah, go ahead.
I object because technically you wouldn't either if they were surrendered. If they had surrendered, we do not know that they would kill all the people. Technically, we don't know that. Because, yes, that could be proven first time the battle, but we don't know that it could be that battle. So, again, it's predicted.
There's still speculation. And I'm gonna give you guys a chance to question me again too, because technically in a redirect you cannot bring up any new evidence, but this is new evidence, and I feel like you're asking a new question, which would be new evidence. So technically illegal. So I'll let you guys ask a couple follow-up questions if you guys want. So again, in a redirect, it's just clarifying the points that have been made, but I'm granting a little bit of leniency as we're still getting into this.
how did you attempt to protect the rest of the
So I formed a coalition of other princes from around the Kevin Rouge, and we tried to fight against the Mongols. Okay. So again, technically that would be the redirect, but so much new information Do you need a minute or are you ready?
No.
Okay.
Do I have to like reiterate some of the questions that I already asked, or do I need to?
Whatever you feel you need to establish something.
Okay. So previously, before the battle, people were sent from the Mongols to negotiate with you, correct?
Correct.
And you killed them, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So, yeah.
She asked me about how I formed a coalition. Take 1 minute. Take 1 minute. Ready? Can we all just take a quick deep breath? I feel like our attorneys are feeling stressed. Y'all are doing great. You guys are doing great. This is hard.
I think we should give a round of applause for that.
Yeah! So we're figuring it out, all right? So again, jury start talking about where are you leaning thus far, and then witnesses, make sure that you are filling out those documents. Ready? Ready!
Why does it have to live stream? No, it's so awkward. Like, oh, it's so far behind me. I'll take my hand out. It should be in the
In that one,
Oh, yeah. I think I'm trying to go in.
you're one of those.
You just left.
How slow is this game?
What if someone was going to?
It just went. Dude, what the fuck? You might really want that. All over the
Alright. 3-minute recess. Hey! Get up and around, get up and around, get up and around. Yes, use the restroom now, drink water now. What? Yes. I know, but it's just so
Hey, what is the camera?
Whoever stepped on my cake.
Depends on how much you're on time. All right, I'm a judge. Return, okay, remind you that you are still under oath. Yes, Your Honor, thank you. Okay, you're concluding your cross-examination.
So, just to clarify, the people were sent to you to negotiate about the battle,
Correct,
and you took.
correct.
So, you also created a missionary right to fight against the Mongols.
Coalition?
Yeah, sorry, yes.
Correct,
You created groups to fight them, and you also killed their ambassadors and you were expecting to find and kill the rest of the Mongols, correct?
correct.
All right. No further questions.
Thank you. Chance to redirect. So again, this would just be clarifying points that have been made. So no new evidence. You can remind the jury of some key points that you want to know. No, do redirect. They're like, they've been tossed around so many times. Just redirect. So what 2 or 3 things do you want them to know?
You attempted to protect your land from the Mongols, correct?
Correct.
And you got outfitted.
Talk to the attorneys. 1 minute. Hey!
Mr. Stark,
Tell you to call from standing like an hour. Redirect? Correct.
And you formed a coalition to help protect your people from the Mongols.
Correct.
And help preserve the independence of the West.
Correct.
No further questions.
Thank you. Okay, he asked the witness to be seated.
Make it
You may step down. Thank you, Your Honor. All right, this time. That was awkward. Will the prosecution please call your next witness?
Yes! Yes! Please stand and raise your right hand. Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. You may be seated. You are part of the Catholic Church, correct?
Yes, I was the Pope.
And so, what does the Pope do?
Pope calls to spread the Christian influence and be in charge of the Catholic Church.
Really quick, state your name, by the way.
Pope.
Okay. Can you both talk a lot louder? I feel like the volume in the room is getting quieter and quieter. We need to elevate so that way we can be heard by all. Okay, so Pope Innocent IV, you may continue.
So, around the time you were Pope, you were living in Europe, correct?
And around what time period were you?
In the 1240s, around the time when the Mongols were attempting to expand to Europe.
And what was your relationship?
As the Mongols caused like famine in East Europe, I really wanted to understand why.
So what did you do to find out?
I sent a message to the Mongols, a letter, hoping to convert them to Christianity or to just make peace.
Do you know how they responded?
Well, arrogantly they said no peace, and it was clear that if we did not submit to the Colorado Congress, we would be enemies to them, and in their books subjected to death. They failed to kill them.
Do you know the different question?
Are you looking at me? Did I do something?
Making a face.
What?
You're making a face.
I was making a face? Okay, so here's my face. Here's what I was going through in my head. You guys went so fast, and you read it directly from the screen, that I lost all meaning of what you guys just said. to be perfectly honest, okay? Just being real. I'm like, I don't know a word that he just said. I know he's a pope, but I could barely hear him. And like, he just read off the screen, and you guys, it was like robots. Did you guys feel this?
Yeah.
I felt robots. Shake it out, y'all. Shake it out. We gotta have some more. Let's go. Let's go. Brother, you are the Pope of the Catholic Church.
Your dad.
You are the Pope. All right. I need you to be the Pope. I need you to be the Pope. Okay.
There's not going to be a peace festival if this keeps happening. Everybody just started screaming.
Best moment when Stark kept yelling at us. Leave me alone. Okay. So run through it. Let's do it one more time. Okay. Go a little bit slower, a little bit louder. Bring some flair. Both of you bring a little bit of flair. I need some. Javon, we need some sparkle, brother. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Okay. All right. Here we go. Attorney Aurora, go ahead.
So you were part of the Catholic Church, correct?
Yes, sir. I am the Pope.
And so what did the Pope do around that time?
The Pope's role is to spread the Christian faith to be in charge of the Catholic Church and the papacy.
So around where you were living in Europe. And which time period were you Pope?
In 1240s, when the Mongols were attempting to expand to Eastern Europe.
So you were like pretty big on that. What was your relationship with the Mongols?
Well, I was really confused by their doing all this stuff to Europe, and I really wanted to understand why.
So how did you figure it out?
I sent a letter to them, hoping to convert them to Christianity or just to make peace.
And how did they respond?
Well, they weren't very nice about it. They said no peace, and it was clear that if we did not submit to the part of their calm, we would be
Objection.
Yes.
You said no peace. They thought, according to a document, it says that they thought that peace in their language would be submit. So when they read it over in your language, they translated it. You were telling them to submit. So if in reaction they were not saying no peace.
I would hold that for your cross-examination. Does that make sense? Great information. Bring that up in your cross-examination. Excellent.
So they pretty much told us that in their books, we would be subjected to death if we did not submit.
So no further questions.
Do you have any evidence to submit with these letters or anything like that? All right. We're getting a lot of like, well, they said it, and I said it. Okay. All right. So again, if we can pull up the direct quotations and just add a little bit of like gravitas to what we're saying. All right. You missed it. Chance to cross-examine.
Who are you? I'm hoping
Did you have other reasons?
not exactly. I was pretty useful.
You guys gonna object? So you asked what?
Do you have other reasons?
Do you have other enemies? I'm calling on you for a reason. Cheers. I mean, at least I would object.
Objection!
Yeah. So yeah, I'm not sure.
We're objecting to no relevance because we're over here to talk Mongols and not open to
Chance to respond to that?
I would like to say that I said this because I believe that if he has other enemies, which are countries and inside themselves.
Are you trying to establish foundation with these questions?
I'm
Okay, all right. So I'll allow you to continue. Just make sure that you draw it back to the Mongols. Okay?
Objection!
Overruled. You may continue.
Do you exist?
Well, yeah, first I had to submit to them after the letter, and I didn't really, I wanted to accuse them, but I did not want to. It was redundant.
So you're not exactly in control over anything. You're simply a leader in the Catholic Church. So it's not like you're going to amass an army. Why do you?
Because, well, I'm very strong religiously, my brain, and I would rather be a martyr than to submit to another man.
Well, they were religiously free. If you ended up in your country and you started preaching about the gospel,
You're objecting, right?
you would not get killed.
Then you're objecting.
Objection!
Objection!
Yes! Thank you. Okay, I gotcha. What's he doing? What? No, that's the question. That's the issue. There is no question. Objection, Your Honor. He has no question. He's merely stating information. He needs to ask questions, not provide a narrative. Is that right? Yeah, that's what you meant. That's what you meant. I knew it. I knew it. Chance to respond to that, or just?
I was linking it back to a question and simply putting my point across to the most himself.
All right. So I will remind you that you are the attorney, and you need to be asking questions of the witness. So try and form those into questions that you can respond to.
Who are the Mongols religiously?
Well, all that I've heard of from there, from letters and just my messages.
Yeah, object. Yeah.
The Pope has no way of knowing it, so this is therefore speculation.
Yeah, and I was torn on that. I was torn on that one if you should object or not, because you're asking, are the Mongols religiously tolerant? It's an interesting one.
No one's gonna like what we have.
I would, Brendan, brother, man. You're gonna like really set me off here. Okay. So sorry, I just lost my train of thought. Carly, you said, could you ask one question?
Did you know the Mongols were religiously tolerant?
Could you submit evidence to illustrate the religious tolerance of the Mongols? Does that make sense? As opposed to asking him a speculative question, you could reference something, and then you could say, so this shows that the Mongols were religiously tolerant, correct? And now that he's established that they're religiously tolerant, then I would assume you'd ask the follow-up question. Therefore, your fears of the Mongols are unfounded, correct? And you guys would still probably object to that question, right? Yeah, let's take a minute. Ready? I'll add you. So if everybody pull up the evidence document, so on the overview, if you click on trial evidence, so on the Mongols overview document, it's about 1, 2, 3, 4, just right underneath the witness bios, the document for trial evidence. And then we'll go down to 7.2. They're going to upload some evidence here momentarily. Carly, did just Carly read fast?
Yeah.
Hopefully, if you hit refresh, it should allow you to edit, and you can just copy and paste it over. Yeah, I think I put it on. Why is it 18 starts? I mean, I can have it. Okay. I need to look at it. Why is technology so angry? Okay. My favorite word. I love it. Is there natural 13? Is that what I called it? What? Okay. Alright. Alright. You got this, y'all. Okay, so evidence document should go down to 7.2. And then under defense, is that what we're looking at?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, you may proceed.
Under the document 7.2, we found evidences explaining that the Mongols were very
Can you have him maybe read it? So again, asking questions.
Can you please read the document?
Where would you like him to read? Which one is it?
At the word story.
Right, starts historically. Can you read that for the jury, please?
Historically, the Mongols were known to be very tolerant towards different religions. It is said that at the court of the Mongol caused Buddhists, Muslims, Christians, Jewish, Confucian, shamans, and other religious leaders used to sit and exchange ideas with one another.
Okay, question now?
I would like to ask if you have any form of power in.
Ask a question connecting to this.
It's going to.
Okay, all right.
I would like to ask if you have any form of power in yourself or people.
Well, not exactly. It's a little bit of a confusing topic because I'm more over control of Apple States, but I don't really control the people. Like, they are free to follow what they want, but I just try to convert and try to spread the word pretty much.
Would you say that whoever was in charge of it, would you say that they would put to death anyone who's doing this shaman?
Object. Objection, yeah, what are you objecting about? Yeah, it's relevance. I fail to see any relevance. This is the Pope. We're putting the Mongols on trial.
I was just simply stating that the Mongols were effectively using their government instead of killing people for no reason. They would only kill people that were dangerous to them.
But no, you were asking the Pope about how he governed his people. So you guys are saying.
How exactly is that relevant?
It's relevant because it states that if people over here are not effectively using their government, the Mongols are simply just more effectively using their government.
You told me that you were going to connect it to this. You have failed to connect it to this. So the Mongols were religiously tolerant, correct?
I was simply trying to get.
No. No more rationale, because the jury cannot actually technically hear any of this stuff. I've granted too much leeway. Okay? So you have him read this. Ask him a question regarding this. Yes. Ready? All right. You ready? No? Okay. Let's do this. I want a 5-minute recess. If you need to use the restroom, use the restroom. Get up and move around. Hey! Jerry, let's step on the hall real fast. Jerry.
They spelled my name wrong.
There's no, it is because it's already, it's already.
Is this like you know you go outside? It's like is this like trying to teach children to go outside? What? Yeah, I think he's trying to teach children to go outside.
We all watch.
Nothing.
My brother made this music video and stuff.
Guys, parents are watching.
Right now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Right now, that is my brother. Yeah, you are. I was new.
Might be good, bro. Guess what? This is statue.
Yes. What do you probably think?
For example,
I'm so hungry.
you were about to say yes, pretty much like putting words in. I'm hoping
I've already been at the airport.
hoping.
We'll probably close it up.
Why the room?
Where's everyone go?
Outside, day, dirty. All right, let's do it again.
I hate the jury.
Okay, Bob.
Don't like to
Hand
hear.
sanitizer. Sanitizing.
I love the jury.
I love you.
I love the jury.
High five. Shout out to Jerry. Thank you. Shout out to Jerry. Come on, Jerry. 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 Jerry.
All right, going back to order. Did we get everything squared away? Luke, did they grant you approval? Okay. So you guys are currently questioning. I'll let you question. I'll let you guys question. Then you guys can redirect. It's working. We're making it work. We're making it work. Okay? Here's the good news. Guys, it's just me. All right? It's just class. We're making this happen. So what?
The stream isn't ending.
It's fine. It's fine. All right. Christopher, go ahead and finish up your question. Excuse me, Attorney Ward. My apologies. Who's Attorney Ward, my apologies. All right. You may proceed with your question. Or you can defer until after they, whatever.
Absolutely no way. Possibly no. That the Mongols were extremely
Actually, I had knowledge of that because in a letter from Kuyuk Khan, the one that he sent to This is exactly what he said. You in person, as the head of the monarchs, all of you, without exception, must come to tender us service and pay us homage. Then only will we recognize your submission. But if you do not obey the commands of heaven and will conform to our orders, we shall know that you are our foe. This is what we have to tell you. If you fail to act in accordance therewith, how can we foresee what will happen to you? Heaven alone knows.
So they simply asked you for homage, right?
Service and pay us homage, and only will recognize my submission. And the way that they said it, because they said, you without exception must come to tender and service and pay homage. It seemed like they wanted me to submit to them.
Well, I would like to bring that to a letter. So you gave them a letter asking for peace between both. Did you know that in the Mongol language, peace means to submit?
What?
Peace means, did you know that in the Mongol language, peace means to submit?
No.
Okay. So, you hold anger on the Mongols because they slaughtered you.
Well, I didn't really hold anger against them. I just wanted peace because I knew that they held anger against us more than we did to them. Because, well, most of my goal is just to be peaceful and try to create peace.
You don't know the Mongols held anger against you. That's personal. That's one of the things.
Are you?
Whatsoever.
Alright, so objection, he's speculating about the Mongols, he cannot speak on behalf of the Mongols.
So also, when he asked the question, if he knew that peace meant submission in the Mongol language, how would our witness be able to know that? Like, because we don't, because like that was an answer that didn't file anywhere or anything. So how do we know that our witness or knew that?
Well, he didn't tell him he asked it. He said, did you know that in the Mongol language peace means submission? And he said no, because he didn't know that. That piece of evidence can be found in the letter, and then you have to know Mongol culture.
Okay, alright, so I see what you're saying, essentially kind of like catching him off guard, putting words in his mouth. But at the same time, I think you guys are bringing up the point that the translation, things get lost in translation, and so therefore,
And they use the letter in their evidence too. I mean, it's the same letter. And
okay.
we're kind of.
I'll allow the question, and then obviously Attorney Aurora will have an opportunity to discuss the letter. Any further questions? Last question.
I would like to ask you, in that letter that she did, it didn't ask you to send.
The they sent me.
Yes.
Yes, it did. And they said, you must come to tender service and pay us homage, then only will we recognize your submission. If you do not obey the commands of heaven and run counter to our orders, we shall know that you are our foe. So they pretty much wanted us to be like follow under their orders, or else we would be considered their enemies. So
Okay. I said I gave you one question. All right. Attorney Aurora, chance to question? Y'all, I am trying really hard to be very patient with y'all. I gave us a 5-minute break. We're going to have another 3-minute break here in 2 minutes. I'm going to use the restroom at that 3-minute break. This needs to be fixed. You guys have 5 minutes, I guess, for recess. I know you get three sessions, you know, you're part of it. Because you can ask questions about house leaders, so she's Cindy Brindley, Eliza, and Christopher. And I'll do Curly class captain. Shout them really quick.
Yeah, that looks so comfortable.
We normally maybe every 3 days. And we need to put the night with
Why'd you say that?
Yeah.
I've done that before. That doesn't make sense.
It's also my brother's birthday today, so I'm Harrison. Yeah, he submits to Harrison. He didn't come to school today because
Yeah, you know Barry Saxon, man.
it's Harrison's birthday, so
I've never even like I just can't go around with you everywhere.
Yeah, I am.
I was called.
That's single hair on the
you are actually.
Yes.
Yes.
Why you expecting that to make it for you?
Where is it the only time? Like this, the only time I've been hit by another person was whenever I was I didn't even know why. Before I even knew Roblox on there.
Jack.
Roblox.
Oh, yeah.
You don't mind telling me. What do you have to say?
Literally, a majority of my friends
I'm just giving them a second to gather themselves and we're jumping straight back in. We need to do our next, and then their side will be done. And then, y'all, you guys are all locked in with your content, right? You have the questions, you know, the info. I just went over it. Perfect. We're good on time. We have about 20 extra minutes yesterday, so I'm feeling confident of time. But I just want to get this stuff cleaned up. I feel like we're just getting way down. We're not, there's no flow, y'all. Okay? I did. Okay, the other one.
Jarvis, you're on live television. No, I don't know if let's be honest, I think that, so what? Yes. I have lip balm. Who needs lip balm? I heard somebody say lip balm. Real boy.
This one looks like that.
By the way, don't be worried about time because we're actually doing great on time. Yesterday we finished about 20 minutes early, so I'm feeling really good. Once we get your witnesses done, I've already talked to them. They're all locked in. We're gonna crush this. All right. Attorney Aurora, you may approach the stand. What?
You sent a message to the Mongols saying that you want peace, correct?
Yes, sir.
You sent a letter to the Mongols. What did you ask for?
Just like peace and possible conversion of the Roman Catholicism.
And when they responded, what were they trying to tell?
They were trying to tell me that they didn't really want to convert anymore, they wanted me to kind of submit to them instead of them submit to the Roman Catholicism, as they said. They said that if I didn't do that, I would be a foe, and therefore probably be like a blessing. Because in the letters they sent me, they said,
Hey, Mom.
So first of all, they accepted that they knew that we wanted to become Christians.
Narrative didn't answer your question. He said, yeah, your fault.
Okay. They said they.
No, you're done. Sorry.
So what did they say in relation to you want them to convert?
So they said, furthermore, you have said that it would be well for us to become Christians. You write to me in person about this matter and have addressed to me a request. This your request we do not understand.
And so, how did they respond in relation to the Mongols?
Really quick, because they keep citing this document, I want you guys to know where this document is. It is on the attorney handbook in the trial evidence at the very bottom. I think it might be literally the last page. All right. So this is the very last page of the evidence document. So I think he was just reading. Furthermore, you have written me these words, or no,
It was the one above that.
above that. Sorry. Yeah, furthermore, you have said it would be well for us to become Christians. So he's referenced that, and he's referenced at the bottom, become our foe, that sort of thing. So that document is at the very bottom of the trial evidence, the additional evidence. Okay, same thing, jurors. You guys can access that there. The letter that the Pope wrote is above it, by the way, from Pope Innocent to the Mongols. Again, we know Tartars are Mongols. Okay, last couple questions here.
So, how did the Mongols respond in relation to you wanting peace?
So in the letter, it seemed like they kind of almost avoided the topic of peace and really was just trying to get out that they wanted to submit to them. Because, well, as the previously highlighted document.
I'm gonna asked and answered. We've discussed this. Yep, keep going. Is there any new information we need to provide? Okay, chance to cross-examine.
You said, Christianity. Also in the, that's the tie, so just like tie back to the idea that, the Mongols were religiously, they said that being Christian would be good for them. And in their document, they were religiously free. Does that mean you knew that the Mongols were
Well, I answered your first question and the thought that we thought that Christianity would be good for them, not.
So what were the Mongols religiously tolerant?
With this letter, it doesn't seem like it.
So based off of the evidence we provided in that other document, it is demonstrated that the Mongols were religiously tolerant, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. And yet you were trying to, so I'm just helping with it. So you were trying to convert the Mongols to Christianity, correct? Okay. And so you were afraid that the Mongols were trying to force their religion upon you, correct?
Moreover, like, not shamanism, but just like me submitting to them.
Gotcha. Absolutely. So just, I think, is there any final question that you'd ask, Attorney Ward?
was,
Because the big thing is we
I would
just want to
just
establish that they were
I would
religious.
just like to clarify that you said, so the Mongols said to you that they would gladly, or not, but you Christians go for the Mongols. The Mongols said.
No, they didn't.
No, thank you. Chance to redirect? Just like 2 questions.
Could you explain to the jury how the Mongols responded in their letter according to the findings?
So just make it a closed question because it's a redirect, so it can be closed and it can be leading. So you're just reminding them of 2 key points. That makes sense? So just kind of summarize it and then say correct. Something like that.
So the Mongols in their letter were trying to want peace. They stated that they explained that they didn't want peace and they wanted Jews to make them and that in your letter you have been trying to explain that you wanted them to convert with like if they wanted to. Just a question.
All right. And then you'll ask if the witness can be seated.
And the witness was
You may be seated. Would the prosecution please call their final witness? Collective gasp. Salted.
anything in your hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. I did. You may be seated.
Hello, I have spoken to my How long is your voice? I came on here in 12:59 and I was killed in 12:60 for 1 year. Other than a sickness, did you have any other roles? Yes.
So it is military. What side for you?
Military general.
Military. Thank you.
How did you become king? I was captured as a child by the Mongols during the invasion of Central Asia and was eventually sold into slavery. I ended up in Egypt, where I was trained as a marine after the slave mission. And I rode through the ranks due to my military skills and military ability. Have you done anything to provoke the Mongols into selling into slavery? No, I was just a child and I didn't have anything to do with it. So are you saying that you had no provocation towards them as you were just a small, unharmful, and innocent child who was majorly affected by the cruelty of the Mongols?
Okay.
Yes.
I feel like there's an objection.
Yeah.
I feel like that. Oh yeah, you're leading the witness on too much. You're basically putting words in her mouth and describing her when she is not yet describing herself that way.
Yeah, sustained.
What were your interactions with the Mongol Empire after that? Well, once I was a king, I was sent a letter by them, and I had an interaction with their army on the battlefield. Did your letter talk about your submission to them? Would you mind pulling up from the evidence document the letter that was sent to you? It should be the last quote for the prosecution time.
All right, so on the evidence document, 7.2 evidence. Is it from the kings and queens? Kings and queens, excuse me. Okay. Jury, do you all have access to that?
You can read that for me. From the king and queens of the east and west, the great Khan, the parents of Mongols, who fled to escape our swords. You should think of what happened to other countries and peninsulas. You have heard how we have conquered a vast empire and have purified the earth of the disorders that came to it. We have conquered vast areas, massacring all the people. We cannot escape from the terror of our armies. Where can you flee? What road will you escape us? Our horses are sick, our arrows sharp, our swords like thunderbolts, our hearts as hard as the mountains, our soldiers as numerous as the sand. Fortresses will not detain us, nor armies can stop us. Your prayers to God will not avail against us. We are not moved by tears nor touched by lamentation.
Only those who beg our protection will be saved. Listen your reply before the fire of war is kindled. Resist and you will suffer the most terrible catastrophe. We will shatter your mosques and reveal the weakness of your God, and then will kill your children and your old men together. At present, you are the only enemy against whom we have to punish. What is your response to this letter?
What was your response, sorry?
I had refused to submit. So, since you have refused to submit, have they taken any further actions or have they fulfilled any of the promises made through the letter? Yes, I was sentenced to death, and then they came and there was a battle, and it was peaceful. No further questions.
Chance to cross-examine.
You are a Mongol leader of Egypt, correct? And you were the person who sent the troops and gathered the people of your land in the Battle of Ain, correct? So, envoys were sent by the Mongols, right? Envoys were sent by the Mongols to you, right? And you proceeded in your people to kill them, correct?
Not completely. They sent me a letter saying that I had to submit, and they were making me one enemy. So that's why we have to.
Do you have evidence to submit?
Okay. Now, second
Yes. You have a minute? Alright, take your minute. Hey! Love it, love it.
Okay, start, we're good.
You have it?
Yeah.
Alright, sweet. Alright. Call it back. You may proceed.
Okay. Wait.
Is it on here?
Yeah.
Yeah. Of course. For everyone else. No. This one right here.
Yep.
Okay, so you'd say, Your Honor, we'd like to submit exhibit, what are we on now? I don't even know. D?
Your Honor, we would like to submit exhibit E.
Alright, so if the jury will please turn on the trial evidence sheet at the very bottom of the defense side, it has this quote. Would you like to have the witness please read the quote?
The Mongols then sent an envoy to Cairo in South to demand their submission of El-Mustafa. The memo discussing whose reply was the execution of the envoy.
State your question again.
So you killed the envoy, right? So due to this, the Battle of Ain was started. You provoked the Mongols in this was the leading cause of the Battle of Ain, correct?
Yeah.
No further questions.
Did you want to object to that leading cause? I don't know. Yeah. Object. Do it. Give me a little bit more, right? So, yeah, respond. Go ahead. Yeah.
You just asked if after she killed all their envoys, if what happened after that. I mean, that's really all we've asked. I mean, it's not wrong. I mean, after that, the war didn't happen.
But basically, community are
Yeah. Keep going with that. Yeah.
that you're assuming that was the reason, and then leaving that our witness.
We're not assuming that was the reason. We're saying that after that happened.
Yeah,
We're just asking.
this
if
was
after
just
this-
one of the multitude.
Yeah, he said so after you submit and after you kill their employees, the war occurred. So technically that is correct.
I don't think that's the words he used. Just.
I said that this provoked the Mongols and was one of the reasons why the battle.
I believe you used the word. This is the leading reason. Did you say leading reason? Did I hear leading?
I didn't think I said
Yeah.
that.
That's so that it's what you're saying that this is like the soul or one of the leading gods.
Alright, it says, so objection sustained, it's fine. Any further questions? No further questions. Great, thank you. Chance to redirect.
So, in the letter, it says that your prayers will not avail against us. We are not moved. Only those whose drugs or protection will be safe. And if you do not submit to your reply before the fire of war is kindled, then you will suffer the most terrible catastrophe. Correct? Would you say that this happened and they have done this? Yes. So you were majorly affected by this, correct?
Alright, thank you.
Are they allowed to reopen any questions for?
In the redirect, you're allowed to do closed questions and leave the witness as they're just clarifying statements of what is already brought.
So in the opening question, because she did ask the second question.
What was the second? I don't know. Do you remember what it was?
It was like she basically was asking her
We should get.
like how did you feel? Or like it was like how
How were you affected? Were you?
yeah how
Yeah. How
it
were you?
was. I said, would you say this had affected you and they had fulfilled their hobby? Yeah, but that's the other question. It wasn't that. It wasn't phrased that way. It was open.
I missed it. Either way, I felt that it was no new evidence presented.
Okay.
Is that accurate? I didn't feel like she presented any whatever you are. Was no new evidence was presented, so therefore it's okay. The whole idea is that you just can't present new evidence.
Alright,
Okay. All right. Let me ask the thing ABC. You may be seated. At this time, does the prosecution have any further witnesses? I said no. The prosecution rests, Your Honor. I can hear you.
No.
All right. At this time, we have concluded the prosecution's case. Here, in a moment, we will move to the defense. Defense, are you prepared to call your first witness? Guys, really good jazz. Really good jazz. Wait. Okay. The defense calls. Attorney Ward, the defense calls.
Genghis Khan was saying.
Order!
You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. You may be seated.
Excuse me, the following students please report to Mr. Corman's office. Jermaine Benton, Jeremiah Benton, Parrish Rahim, Natai Moses, Moses Robinson, Zaire Jemison, and Wallace Ramirez. Please report to Mr. Corman's office.
All right, you may proceed with your direct examination of Genghis Khan. Megan's very confused right now.
Love you, Maggie.
It's okay. Order. No more Megan.
Who are you?
I am Genghis Khan, also known as Legion, first great Khan of the Mongols.
How did you become a great god?
By building my power as a leader and slowly rising to become a great Khan.
Why did you take over West Virginia?
I grew up in a time of instability that made me have a weak society and weak rank in the local government.
How do you justify your actions?
My actions allowed for advanced organization and communication alongside major trade routes, such as the Silk Road. It also allowed for safety for those who travel the Silk Road.
Did you benefit?
I benefited the Mongols by unifying the entire Mongolian set of group. This action allowed for safe, advanced organization and transportation along the road.
How did you rule your own?
I ruled the principles of literacy and religious freedom. I was also open to mediocrity, allowing for enhancement of one's individual ability.
How did you lose your own?
I used
How did you what? Use or lose?
You.
Okay.
I used most of my resources for military and information strategy.
What technologies did you create?
I invented warfare technology and strategy unseen.
Did you use the warfare strategies for takeover because they were advantageous? No further questions.
Right? Chance to cross-examine the witness.
So you created the Mongol Empire, correct? And you ruled the Mongol Empire as great Khan. And during your rule as great Khan, you commanded several sieges. There is a specific siege, the siege of Chipper. You know that one? And I have a document for this.
So you have to submit Exhibit E. Exhibit E, okay? This is document 4, I believe. So if you, again, jury attorneys, if you open up how barbaric that document, it should be document 4. Is it this part that you want them to look at? Sure.
No, I want
Cool.
the second paragraph and the third one.
All right. So we are on document 4, the second and third paragraphs. Does everybody see that? That is page 9, I think? Yeah, page 9.
So, could you read the second paragraph, please?
They severed the head from the slain from their bodies and heaped them up in piles, keeping those of the men separate from those of the women and children.
And for the second paragraph, please.
My fault, I'm sorry. By Saturday night, all the walls were covered with mold. The Mongols now descended from the walls with the slave plunder. Then they drove all survivors, men and women, out of the town. It was commanded that the town should be laid waste in such a manner that the site could be plowed upon, and that not even cats and dogs should be left alive.
Do you continue to the third paragraph?
They severed the heads of the slain from their bodies and heaped them up in piles, keeping those of the men separate from those of the women and children.
And this siege happened in 1221, correct? Are you still ruling? No further questions?
All right, thank you. Chance to redirect.
I would like to, yeah, please.
Give me a minute.
Why did you take?
Say that louder. Sorry. Why did you what?
Why did you take over most of it?
When I was young, my father was bullied by rivals, and because of that, I had a strong desire to unite the Mongols Trial throughout most of Asia against one.
Did you benefit the Mongols?
allowed for a system of organization and trade, okay, very large part of the empire, centralized on making the Silk Road, which benefited the empire's economy. Also, had a good system of government that allowed for control over.
Yeah.
You didn't mention the weapons before.
Plus narrative. Yeah, so yeah, no new information in redirect. Narrative, just answer the questions that I asked. All right, and then you'll ask.
You just called me, they stepped out.
Yeah, you may step down. All right, tell your neighbor what we learned from Genghis Khan. Ready?
Who's up next? It's me and we're just going. We're going into the order. So you put on your perspective, and then
Wait, start. You are. How are you doing? Good. Excuse me, the defense, please call your next witness.
The defense would like to call Kublai Khan to the stand.
Will you please stand and raise your right hand? Do you swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? I do. Maybe.
We're good. You're off. Get the man safe. We're fighting now. No, the beard's good. We're good. Everything okay? It's broken so wrong. Where's the general to protect? Oh my God. Order.
I am Kublai Khan, grandson of Genghis Khan and the first Mongol to rule over China.
Okay, so you took over many areas across Asia, including China.
Yes, I did.
How long was your rule?
My rule as the Great Khan was 1260 through 1294 CE.
What advancements did you create during this period?
I fixed the Chinese economy and I helped create an era of peace and prosperity.
How were these advancements made?
I promoted many things such as the expansion of the Grand Canal, the use of paper money, and I was open to foreign influence. I was very welcoming to foreign administrators such like Marco Polo.
So would you say that your rule changed the world and where it was?
Yes, I would.
No further questions.
All right, chance to cross-examine.
So, you fought your brother Arthur for the title Great Khan in a 4-year civil war, correct? Right. You were also the leader of one dynasty in China, correct? Correct. And you also limited the Chinese participation in the government, correct? Correct. And also speaking of government, isn't it true that when you attempted to mix together Mongol and Chinese policies, you created interest, right? And this could also be considered.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
Calls for speculation. You were something.
Guys, you're asking if this created internal strife.
How would you know
Correct?
about the
Yeah, how would he know
So-
the internal strife from other people?
Yeah, because he's not other people. He's just himself.
Yeah.
And you're assuming.
Are you suggesting that this created concrete issues?
It was reported that there has been internal strife with the mix
Was it a primary source?
And again, if you have like that source or whatever that you can share with
In
them.
the Mongol bio.
Okay, great. Perfect. So this is the Kublai Khan bio. Okay, so if you guys go back to the Mongols overview, we're doing this bio. This would be Exhibit F.
Yep.
Kublai Khan. Okay, where
I'm being very glitchy right now.
okay, I've got it up here as well if you need to look off of mine. So you're talking about it caused strife, correct?
Alright, it was in his legacy. The second sentence, Kublai Khan would read the second sentence of the second era of relative.
This one?
Uh,
No, he brought, sorry, wrong second sentence. This one.
was the action community disabled?
The third one?
Yeah.
His reliance on foreign administrators and exclusion of Chinese officials from high office caused resentment among the Chinese population, leading to growing unrest.
Repeat the question, louder.
So, with your, when you attempted to mix together Mongol and Chinese policies, it created internal strife. I think, objection, I just feel like that, like, this isn't coming from, like, not everyone voted and was like, oh, this is causing me internal strife. Like, how do we know that this was for the whole, because there are a lot of Mongolians and there's a lot of Chinese people. Like, how do you know that all of them had internal strife? I just don't think that's a valid point to be made. We didn't know that all of them did, but there was a rebellion against the Yuan dynasty, which was the that.
There was a what against the Yuan dynasty, sorry?
Rebellion, which led to the formation of the Ming dynasty. So we can assume that the majority of the population had internal strife against the Yuan dynasty.
But we're still assuming.
As well, the evidence you got from the language is that they weren't a primary source, but there's no proof that they were actually.
How do we even know that it is, how does this document even know that the people were having internal strife? I do know, yes, there was a rebellion. This document is not.
Okay, I will sustain the objection. However, I think the jury should note that obviously the Yuan dynasty did suffer unrest at the end of the Yuan dynasty, which led to the Ming dynasty. So I think the point still stands. Let's move on to your next question.
When you try
Keep going.
when you try to fit up the conquer Japan in Southeast Asia, it's going to be the treasure, correct?
Objection to a foundation. Can you establish some foundation first?
So after you conquered Yuan dynasty China, you attempted to invade other parts of Asia, correct?
Correct.
And when you try to fill these parts of conquer the parts of Asia, such as Japan and Southeast Asia, this would be your treasure significant, correct? Correct.
You have an objection face.
I
Go.
can't hear it, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you're good. No,
When Kublai Khan tried to fail to conquer parts of Southeast Asia, such as Japan and Southeast Asia, this would be your treasure significant, correct?
Objection, because I feel like you're trying to make the point that the way that they were taking over areas was bad. So why are you saying that the loss of not taking over other areas was bad? That they weren't able to take over the rest of it. I thought we were doing it, wasn't it?
say that in your cross-examination.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
As opposed to objecting and allowing her to respond to it?
Redirect.
Or redirect, excuse me, your redirect. Yeah, my apologies.
No
What is
further
it?
questions.
Okay, chance to redirect?
Yeah, give me a minute.
Yes, you have 1 minute. Hey! Read it.
Okay, so you starting the Yuan dynasty, start in supporting all these different advancements caused tax Mongolia, correct?
Right.
And all of this land and tax Mongolia, and all of this led to something that,
What was the fact Mongol? Okay, again.
Where a period of peace and stability that enabled safe travel and commerce along the Silk Road.
so tax Mongolia caused this widespread empire with relative safety and ease to get across, correct?
Right.
No further questions.
Thank you.
The witness may sit. The witness
You asked, yeah. May the witness step
may
down.
the witness step down.
Yes, the witness may step down. Start with your neighbor. What we learned from Kublai Khan. Ready? It's tough. It's tough. Alright. Alright, will the defense please call your next witness? First. I believe it's the first, right?
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
I do.
You may see it.
Okay, so who are you?
I'm Prince Ivan the First, America's
Okay, Prince Ivan. What have you done as Prince for Moscow and Vladimir?
gaining much wealth and health benefits and technology, especially Moscow.
Wow, very impressive. During the vote, what actions and enhancements to the Mongols nation?
The Mongols were invading, having and establishing the golden war of Mongol.
How did you feel about their invasion and establishment?
I was in support of the Mongol invasion.
Objection! Stress, how did you feel? That's the question.
To defend it.
I was asking how did he feel because he actually, in turn, did have a key part in how they were able to establish new areas. And I feel like that's right for him to share how he views and how, as another person, like an outside perspective, because anyone who's involved with it is always amazing, but this is just his perspective. That would seem it is in the Bible. It says he views it as.
I will allow it.
Okay.
she's like, okay, keep going. Okay, got you. All right, so understanding that he was had intimate knowledge of the Mongols, so therefore I will allow him to testify on his beliefs. However, as an expert, then we should weigh that bias accordingly.
So, wait, can you continue?
Yeah, re-ask the question, please.
Okay, how did you feel about their invasion establishment?
Yeah, so I also support the Mongols invasion because I think it helps the growth of the world. And I also appreciated the Mongols before spread without power.
Alright, so you supported how they contribute to the rest of the world. Did you ever work with them or contribute to their empire?
Yeah, I was a tribute collector, so I helped to gain wealth from other Russian principalities.
How would you describe your relationship with the Mongols?
Yeah, we were able to maintain a good relationship through economics and power.
Did maintaining a good relationship with the Mongols benefit you?
Yes, it definitely did. I became very good at leadership and management. I was able to gain power and money in Moscow. My relationship with them was vital to help shape it. I also secured the title of Grand Prince of Vladimir because of my relationships with the Mongols as well.
Would you say that your leadership management skills were inspired by the Mongols?
Without their help, I wouldn't have been able to secure many leadership opportunities. I also took many of their ideas and systems, and it benefited Moscow tremendously.
No further.
All right, thank you. Chance to cross-examine.
Did you support the Mongols through the war for the Support the Mongols warfare?
Object.
Do you have, so he said yes, do you
Object.
have evidence to suggest? Yep.
Question. You were asking him of an opinion, and well, it's not really an opinion report. It's not.
And as we've established, I allowed,
Yeah, I
right?
think it's relevant.
So, because your question was, did you support Mongol war? Right? Did you have evidence that you wanted to reference to suggest the support?
In the overview, it says view on local government.
This underneath his bio.
Yes.
Okay. So if the jury will pull up the witness files, again, this should be Ivan Kalita.
Wait, quick question.
Yes.
She's assuming that the Mongols do have brutal warfare tactics.
My target package brutal. I think we're brutal.
Correct. She had initially stated that, and then she rephrased the question to just say, did you support Mongol warfare tactics? So this is in the Mongols overview. If you go to the Prince Ivan I witness file,
Underneath these on Mongol complex and government, paragraph 2.
all right. Ivan, will you read? Do you want him to read the first sentence? I assume.
While the Manor supported the brutal tactics the Mongols used in their initial conquest, Ivan saw the benefits of allying with the
Okay, so restate your question. Yeah.
So it says while he may not have. May not is like a maybe. Like there is no complete correct saying that he did not support. There is no evidence that he didn't support. Although there might be conflict in if he did or did not, I don't feel like that should be a valid point that he did not support.
Chance to respond.
I mean, it is valid. It's a possibility.
And a possibility, so when you asked the question, you said, did you support? So he can't say yes because it was a conflict. He doesn't, like it may or may not have been. So I feel like that's not valid.
Could you rephrase the question, or do you feel like you established the foundation you need for your next question already?
That's probably
Okay, all right, so just move on to the next question.
Did you or did you not look up the brutality of the Mongols and continue to work with them until
Speak up louder.
Did you or did you not look past the brutality of the Mongols and continue to work with them for personal gain?
Objection! I object. She used the word brutal again. So basically, she's putting words in his mouth that they were brutal. And it's not like. Sorry, can you explain that? Can you say that question again? Since you were victim knowledge, past the brutality of the Mongols and continue to work with them to look past the brutality of the Mongols. So you're saying that they were brutal, and that's.
Yeah, it's the same, withdrawn, okay.
You earn the Mongols trust by crushing a wall against the Mongols trust. The power given to you by the Mongols benefit them. You collected the tribute to the Mongols for the other brutality, correct? Do you? Sorry, I have a question. The other municipalities resent you.
Objection.
Yeah.
Speculation.
Yeah.
John, or the same.
She's doing my job for me, she's doing your job for you, okay, alright. She's like, you go, puppets dance! We're all part of Austin's show, I don't know what's happening right now. Who's in charge? Okay, go ahead.
The Western municipalities had an area competitiveness around them, correct? Were the Mongols considered powerful at the time? Or Mongols were considered powerful at the time, correct? Okay. What is up to?
Let's take a quick 1 minute. Ready?
Talk about the best attorney that's oh my god. And so, what? Yeah. Okay. Everybody has a small list of things. Everybody know where they're right now, what I'm gonna keep this on so far.
They had a couple more questions that they wanted to ask. Yes.
Are we allowed to ask them to repeat? Like, if you can't hear me,
Yeah, do it. Sorry, just to make sure that you guys can hear. Just as a collective reminder, make sure you guys are speaking loud enough for the jury to understand. You may.
You're understanding Ivan Toledo, correct? Toledo means money bag, correct? You were wealthy, correct? Correct. Was everyone in Russia wealthy?
Say it louder for the jury.
Was everyone in Russia wealthy?
Objection.
Yeah. Okay. Objection. Yes.
Speculation. He doesn't know how wealthy or how poor everyone in Russia was.
Are you withdrawing your objection? Yes. I see where you're going, but it's a tough one. Yeah.
You had to tax everyone, the poor and the wealthy, correct? Did this cause the wealthy to, or did this cause the poor to flee Russia?
Chance to cross-examine the witness.
Yes, we will redirect.
Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm all over the place. Redirect is what I meant. My apologies.
Even the judge is getting it wrong now.
I guess you gotta start.
Where did your cape go? Yeah, he doesn't even have a cape anymore.
Respect my authority. I have a cake.
Judge.
Okay.
Order. Okay. Redirect.
So you said that maintaining a good relationship with the Mongols benefited you, but also even us there, Moscow, the area you were in, correct? And you also said that your management skills were inspired to gain from the Mongols. Right. Okay. No further questions.
And this allows.
Okay. Oh, yes. Okay. And this allowed Moscow to grow and become the center of Russia and still is today, correct? Okay, thank you very much. Yay! Okay, no further questions.
There it is. All right, and now you'll ask.
Can the witness step down?
You may step down. What do we learn from Ivan? Ready? Being a attorney's hard. Being an attorney's hard. Ever. Locked in. Let's go. Alright. Defense. Will you please call your final witness to the stand? Mamma mia. Bail.
Please raise your right hand. You swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. Yes.
Your beard back on.
You're on thin ice now.
You're this close to like,
Who are you?
I am Mongols Trial.
What was your occupation?
I'm a mission merchant and traveler.
What was your first contact with the Mongols?
My first contact with the Mongols is when I arrived in the port around 1275.
So you are well versed with their customs and behaviors?
Yes, I served people on the port for 17 years.
How would you describe your relationship with people like Mongols?
I would describe it as a win-win situation. I got to learn about the Mongols land, and I got to report all the issues to my family.
Did you find the government system of the Mongols effective?
Yes.
What did you experience as you were in the court of Kublai Khan?
Kublai wasn't effective from pragmatic ruler. He was very invested in the administration of his land. He supported trade. He also supported other religions and had peace with Pakistan.
No further questions.
I was looking at you. You could have objected in narrative.
There was a couple things that I was.
But it's over, it's done. She can check. No objection.
It doesn't matter. All you would have been is said, okay, anything else? Okay, could you elaborate? maybe not worth the objection. All right, chance to cross-examine.
You were involved in the Mongols and Kublai Khan was ruling, correct?
Yes.
Kublai Khan wasn't involved very much, correct?
Yes.
Jury, yeah, please. Let's do the, chapter 2. Book 2 to chapter 10. Book 2 to chapter 10.
This be exhibit G.
Yeah, is this F or G? G? Okay, exhibit G.
There's so many guys. No idea.
Yeah, those are all the same. You got all that. No, this is G. Next one would be H. No, it's
It's also on the evidence document, but she has printed it off for us.
So this was a quote from your book, The Travels of Marco Polo, book 10, chapter 10, correct?
Yes.
Would you mind reading it aloud to us?
The Khan himself is distant from many parts of his empire, relying on emissaries to enforce his will. Sometimes the laws and orders that come from the court are not well understood or are respected in far-off regions.
The Mongols leader is the Khan, correct?
Yes.
You said that the Khan is distant, correct? You also said that because of this, the laws and orders that come from the court are sometimes not well understood or respected in far-off regions, correct?
Yes.
You have written many books about your adventures with the Mongols, correct?
Yes.
They say some of the good and bad things that happened, right?
Yes.
Jury, would you also mind where is this again?
Should also be on the evidence document under 7.2. Right, they should all have it.
Would you mind reading this quote out of it is from your book, The Travels of Marco Polo, book 2, chapter 43.
In battle, they destroy everything in their path. After they have captured a city, they gather up the heads of all the people and burn towers of skulls to serve as warm
Chance to redirect.
Wait, can she not add new evidence? No, I can't.
Can I add new evidence? You call into question something that was brought up in here, and then like that.
Did you find the evidence was wrong with elective?
Yeah, you want a minute? Yeah, I know. What is my job here? Okay, let's take 1 minute. She asked that question earlier in the year. On the trial. I will allow the defense to present new evidence. That means I'll allow the prosecution to
Do you want me to
cross-examine.
Do you want me to restart my again?
No. Just go ahead and have me start.
You also, you said that there are also policy hard question on exhibit H.
G?
H.
Yeah.
H.
No.
H.
Where
You had two.
I have H.
F, G.
F,
No,
I, exhibit I. It's I.
I.
have Gina, or Gina.
okay.
Okay,
Exhibit I.
please read.
This is on the trial evidence document under 7.2. Trial evidence document under 7.2. Very top quote underneath the defense side. Okay.
From the great Khan, their king is, I tell you, the wisest and most accomplished man, the greatest captain, and best to govern men and rule an empire, as well as the most valiant that ever existed among the tribes of Mongols.
Meeting with Mr. Lockhart.
Hopefully, I will verify with him at lunch. Who was it, by the way?
Oh, let me take my costume off.
I freaking love this.
I gotta retire the costume.